Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Welcome to the Just Chatting Gaming News and Trailers for the week of April 15th. We got a little bit of news on Diablo 4, Suicide Squad. We got the brand new trailer for Zelda, along with some new game announcements. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to actually start out with this Diablo news. I know a bunch of you played the beta. I know a bunch of members of the community are going to jump into this. So basically, the devs released some information about some of the changes they're going to be making based on feedback. So I thought we would just kind of like skim through this here real quick. Apparently, it says here that one of the most common pieces of feedback we received were like dungeon layouts, and so they're actually going to be changing some of the dungeon layouts, which is pretty interesting. A little bit deeper into this, we're going to take a look at buffs and nerfs. I know that's kind of a big thing. This one's also interesting. Dungeon events. The chance for an event to spawn inside of a dungeon has increased from 10% to 60%, so that should make dungeons a little bit more interesting. To reduce the need to backtrack, small numbers of monsters will seek out the player to help complete the all-kill monster objectives. That's kind of interesting. I have, like, mixed feelings about that, because, one, you don't want to go AFK in a dungeon now, and two, it was always kind of the old-school deal of, you know, having to look around every corner in those dungeons to get them done. So, yeah, I don't know if I like that or not. Let's see here. Again, just kind of pointing out the big ones. All doors will now generate a mini-map ping when they are opened. Okay, interesting. If we go down here, under classes and general, effects like stun and freeze can be applied to elite monsters twice as long before they become unstoppable, so that's interesting. Many legendary powers have had updates to their effectiveness. Doesn't necessarily say good or bad on that. Getting into the Barbarian here, this first one is fantastic. A flat 10% passive damage reduction has been added to the Barbarian. I thought the Barbarian was incredibly squishy, and so that will really help them out. Whirlwind now deals more damage and consumes more Fury. That's fine. They're getting a little bit of a buff there. The double swing skill enhancement refunds its full Fury cost when used on stunned or knocked down enemies. Okay. Companion skills will now we're under Druid. Companion skills will now deal heavily increased damage. That's good. All ultimate skills have had their cooldowns reduced. So basically, Barbarians getting buffed. Using a non-shape-shifting skill will now transform a Druid back into their human form. To me, Druid is kind of staying about the same. Necromancer, this is a big one. Summon minions will die more often. And players will have to utilize the res or make skeleton or whatever more often. So that's a nerf for Necromancer. Necromancers were very strong. So it's good to see that they're getting maybe a little bit of a nerf. I'm sure Necro players will be a little bit mad about that. Damage dealt by the corpse explosion skill has been reduced. Again, they're getting a little bit nerf. And the brightness of the skeletal warriors and mages have been reduced. Again, more nerfs there. For Rogue, not really seeing much. Yeah, cooldown reduction. You've got skills have had their bonuses increased. So actually, I'd say Rogue was very strong, and Rogue is getting like a tiny little buff basically. And then Sorcerer was also extremely OP. And you can see here that charge bolt damage was increased, and the mana to cast decreased. Decreased the damage of chain lightning. So kind of a 50-50 on Sork there. Fireballs will now spawn underneath enemies more frequently when using its enhancement bonus. So yeah, kind of a 50-50 deal on that. They did somewhere in here. Oh yeah, the sans serif font used in the game has been replaced with a new sans serif font. I think a lot of people weren't very happy about that. Chat will now display on the left side of the screen when using the centered action bar configuration. I hope they move the map too. I would like to have the map and the chat on the left side, so hopefully they're going to make that change as well. Cellars increase the chance for a dungeon event to occur in a cellar. Sellers will now consistently reward a chest upon completion. So again, just some really nice fixes here. I would say, like, in general, and I know I'm skipping through some stuff here, but in general, a lot of this seems just, like, pretty solid. And they're doing a dev stream here this week. So I guess we'll see what else they have to say. We might watch that here on the channel. But yeah, just overall, this all seems pretty solid. I read through it a little bit earlier as well. So it sounds like they're doing things right. Again, I'm sure the Necro players are like, how dare you nerf us? I'm sure you're still going to be plenty strong. Next up, Suicide Squad to Kill the Justice League has officially been delayed almost an entire year to 2/2/24. This is actually a story that we reported several weeks ago, but it was not officially confirmed, and now it's officially confirmed. The devs have said that this delay is not because of the Sony State of Play from a couple weeks ago, and it's just stuff that they want to, like, work on and fix and polish and all that fun stuff. So the core of the game, like what you saw in that video, apparently is not going to change unless they change their minds. So we'll have to see what that game looks like in basically like a year at this point. All right, let's go ahead and move on to trailers. This first trailer is a brand new game announcement that just happened, and it's been getting a little bit of buzz. So I have not seen this trailer yet. Don't run me in 720, run me in 4K. What are you doing? So let's take a look at this game.
This is Aveum. Since we first learned to use magic, we've waged war over who would control it. Now, only Lucium remains to resist the tyrant of Rasharn. Sandrak will eventually be able to block our access to magic. Then the Everwar is over.
Over? As in he takes over Lucium?
As in he takes over everything. There's a name for what you are.
A Magnus. I want to be an immortal. I want to fight this war as one of you. One of the elite.
I believe in you. She definitely thinks you're going to die. That's why her face looks like that.
Get position!
gameplay.
You walk towards your doom.
Doom and I are old friends.
So it's kind of like if you're playing a spellcaster in Skyrim,
Your sigil will help
but
you focus your
better
magic.
and newer.
Prevent it from killing you.
Looks like it could be
Found a
really,
child
really
whose
good.
new powers could make them a threat to the kingdom I protect. The choice was to either kill you or turn you into a weapon against Rasharn.
It comes out in, I think, July?
Option A was to kill me?
Yeah, July 20th, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I've talked a little bit about... I'm gonna let this roll again here as I'm talking. I've had some discussions here on stream over the last even couple of days that, you know, EA was once voted as the worst company in America, I think, like year after year for many, many years. And then they had the Battlefront 2 issue, and that was like the tipping point for them. You know, there was governments of the world that got involved because of the microtransactions and everything that happened with that. But basically, since that Battlefront 2 issue, we've kind of seen a new EA. And I'm at the point now where over the last couple of years, like, EA has done some incredible things. And this year in particular, you know, we talk about they just released the Dead Space remake, which is incredible. We have a new Star Wars game that's coming out that's getting incredible previews. We have, you know, this game coming out. We have a new Dragon Age coming out. There's, like, at this point, EA is doing everything right. And this year could be like just an incredible year for them. And it was either I think it was 2 years ago where EA had the game of the year. They had It Takes Two. So it's like it's pretty incredible on what they've done with that company, and they've really turned it around. And I think their sports games, again, well, they don't have FIFA anymore. They're still doing a soccer game, but their soccer game and Madden, those games are always very highly successful every single year. So, yeah, crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that game looks good. We'll have to keep an eye on it. All right, next up, we have us a brand new trailer for The Elder Scrolls Online. Let's take a look. Chat can probably tell me, is this an expansion or just a new character class?
We use the
This is an
power
expansion.
of forbidden knowledge, searching for untold secrets. But there is a price to be paid when calling upon the unknown. Sometimes the unknown answers.
This trailer's kind of blurry. And we're running in 4K too. Must be a fake
Open your
4K.
mind. The knowledge you seek is waiting.
You can buy these fancy horses. Look at that. All right, next up, we have the release date trailer for Ravenlock. I don't know too much about this game. Is this like Dark Souls meets Minecraft? Ice bomb that thing. Or maybe I should say Zelda meets Dark Souls. All of a sudden, this game got real dark. Hey, it's on Game Pass. Might be worth a look. Alright, that's an evil monster at the end there. Alright, next up, this is actually a game that we saw for the first time a couple years ago at the Ubisoft press conference. This is X Defiant. Here this past week, they had a presentation on X Defiant. So it's going to be another one of these like free-to-play shooter type games. So this is the gameplay trailer for X Defiant. Let's take a look.
Peggy 16.
Stand by for.
Hold on, I want to check something. Why do all these trailers look like crap? We're running in 4K. Or maybe we weren't.
Weapons hot.
It looks way better now.
Push the package
YouTube lied to me.
delivery zone.
Targeting enemy objective.
Excellent teamwork. Our side.
Actually, I'm going to stop the video here for just a second. A little bit of background on this. I believe when this game got announced, it was actually it was Tom Clancy's X Defiant. And so they ended up removing the Tom Clancy part of it. And instead what they wanted to do was bring in different like teams or people from their other Ubisoft franchises into one shooting game. So this is kind of like Ubisoft X Defiant.
Is succeeding. Maintain these tactics.
Enemy eliminated.
Hostiles closing on our progress point. Situation critical. Hostiles are winning, Agent. Push that package immediately or fail.
Engage your camo.
Do or die time. Stop the package, and that's all she wrote.
We're facing mission failure, Agent.
Target neutralized.
Unequivocal victory achieved.
Am I going to get DMCA'd? Let's not play the rest of that music. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that game, see if it's any good. Ubisoft, that company likes to try a lot of different games, and seems like for every 5 or 10 that they try, they only get one success. So yeah, we'll have to see. 2 trailers left. We have the launch trailer for the brand new Tron game, which apparently is very good. Oh, this is only in 720p. Come on, Nintendo. This game's also on Steam, by the way. Tron Identity. Yeah, it's kind of like one of these little story-driven games. Visual novel is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like I said, I think it's getting pretty good reviews. All right, final trailer of the day is also the final trailer for The Legends of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Here we go. Also featuring Matt Mercer. I'll say this about Nintendo. They know how to cut a good trailer. Like, all the Zelda trailers are always really good. The one complaint that I always hear about everybody, or hear from everybody, especially when it comes to this game, is everybody's like, man, it really sucks that I'm going to have to play this in 480p at 30 FPS. Too bad it's not 4K 60 or 4K 120.
Zelda, we rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense will be Link.
Link.
Indiana Jones it.
I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
Do not look away. You witness a king's revival and the birth of his new world.
You are not alone. Link. You are our final hope. Link! You must find me.
Yeah, it's a game that I probably will not play this. But yeah, like I said, Nintendo, they know how to cut a trailer. They're nailing the music, the visuals. Well, at least for the Switch anyway. Link doesn't survive. That would be something if they were to actually kill him off. I don't see that happening. You got to go defeat Matt Mercer. That's the story of the game. But for those who don't know, there is a way to play this game at 4K 60. Some people online refer to it as the Switch 2. And I will say no more. And with that, I think we'll wrap up the YouTube video right there. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.